New setbacks to President Trump's hope for a quick agreement to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. MS now learning that negotiations are at a standstill and a tentative deal has not been finalized. The IRGC says reopening depends on the U.S. accepting Iran's conditions, and according to Iran's foreign minister, those include a 7% fee to ships passing near Iran and a 3% fee for ships passing near Oman. Two Iranian government officials involved in talks say questions also remain about whether Trump will pull back U.S. patrols in the Gulf of Oman. The president has stuck to a pattern of saying a deal is imminent, driving down oil prices and driving markets up, only for no deal to emerge.
He normally declares that the war is about to be over on Sunday night or Monday morning, right before the markets open. We should not accept this level of gaslighting. The word of the president has to matter. Over and over again, on 11 different instances, Trump says a deal is about to happen. Don't worry, the war is about to be over. There's no deal. We look like a laughing stock. And we're running out of munitions.
Let's bring in retired Army Lieutenant General Mark Hartling, MS now military analyst and former commanding general of U.S. Army Europe. Welcome in. We appreciate you being in. General, how does the rest of the world view this negotiation?
Well, it's getting tougher, Corey. What I'll say is there was a recent report within the last hour or so from the New York Times saying that Mohammad Al-Ghaddar, who's the secretary of the Iranian Supreme National Security Council, issued a much more dramatic statement saying they demand the U.S. lift its naval blockade and the sanctions, withdraw all U.S. military from around Iran, which in and of itself is a little bit bizarre because we have forces all around that area, pay war reparations, release frozen assets, and end the attacks on Iran allies. So you kind of see what has been going on for the last couple of months is there is a back and forth between what the president's saying, what the Iranian foreign minister is saying, what the Iranian IGRC is saying. And it just really goes back to giving the U.S. a choice to either conduct massive escalation or try in some way to politically extract itself from the region, which will leave Iran with significant control over the strait. The rest of the world is seeing it the same way. They see this back and forth, especially those Gulf partners and Gulf allies, but even the ones in NATO are seeing this. And there are some unfortunate repercussions coming from many nations about the situation we've put ourselves in.
Yeah, unpacking that a little bit further, a new report in the Wall Street Journal says that Iran sees an opening to kick the U.S. out of the Gulf, and the threat highlights the rise of those hardliners who have long sought the ouster of American forces from the region. How much stronger do you think Iran sees itself as now?
Oh, gosh, a lot, Corey. What I'll tell you, the Iranians are attempting to use this situation to institutionalize something they've been seeking for decades, the de facto recognition of their authority over the strait, political leverage over Gulf shipping, a mechanism to regulate global energy commerce. That's their new strength without formally closing the strait. And that's part of the fee aspect that they propose. And it isn't just about how ships are moving in and out of the Strait of Hormuz. It's how Iran becomes the traffic cop, basically, for 1/5 of the world's oil. And if you count the Houthis in Yemen controlling the potential to control what is going in and out of the Suez Canal, you also have another 20% of the world's oil in that area. So it is a significant action by both Iran and the Houthis and their proxies. And it's also being threatened in Iraq with some of the proxy forces there as well.
Now, the Washington Post is citing two persons familiar that reported a clash between President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth at Camp David. Now, they say that Trump was venting, that he thought that the U.S. munition supply issue was, quote, fixed. The White House denied any clash ever happened, though. The president defended Hegseth on social media even. But here's what he said to reporters later.
More all the time. I mean, we need more. Look, we gave tremendous amount to Ukraine. We have certain types of munitions that are very powerful. that we have virtual unlimited supply. We have others where it's a little bit tighter.
How do you have unlimited and little tighter? I mean, what's the reality here when it comes to the U.S. munitions and how Iran is using that to its advantage?
Yeah, well, when you take a cross-section of all U.S. military ammunition, we do have a lot. The president is right. The problem is what we are seeing the shortages in are what's called high demand, low density, the ones you have up on the screen right now and a few more. The Patriot and the THAAD missiles are interceptors. And in a war that we're facing now with a lot of ballistic missiles and drones, you need those kind of weapons. A Tomahawk, along with the Army ATACMS and PrSM, the precision strike missiles, are also part of this precision weapon system approach that you need in this type of in combat. And all of those are being used in an extreme amount. Secretary Hegseth has said over the last couple of months that we've conducted 14,000, and then he upped it to 15,000 precise strikes. Well, when you use those precision missiles to do that kind of thing, it depletes the supply. And because they are precision missiles that go a long way, there's not that many of them. They are usually reserved in combination with other type of weapon systems. So, I think we're sort of being snowed on this by both the president and the Secretary of Defense, because there has been reporting, not just from the media, but from those in the administration, that these precision weapons are being depleted and being degraded. And the use of not only in this campaign over the last couple of months, but also the previous campaign when we were partnering with Israel, certainly put a bite into those precision weapon systems. And that's not a good thing because they're hard to replace.
Lieutenant General Mark Hertling with us this afternoon. Thank you, Lieutenant General. We appreciate your time and the insight.